There, noblewomen doused themselves in so much perfume that even their most hidden parts tried to smell like jasmine. But what really took over was a wild mix: sweat, candle grease, and fermented fabric. Imagine living in a palace so luxurious it gleamed with gold, yet reeked like an abandoned stable. Welcome to Versailles, the golden paradise of stench. Bathing? Never. They believed water caused illness, so instead they spent months relying on powder and endless layers of perfume, pretending everything was fine. And if you think there were proper bathrooms, forget it. The corridors and gardens turned into improvised toilets. The smell? Like a chemical attack. Nobles relieved themselves wherever they wanted, turning Versailles into a minefield of odors. Now picture being a courtier trying to get close to someone in that setting. It took more courage than romance, because what came from under those dresses wasn't love, it was survival. Versailles was pure luxury on the outside, and a nasal tragedy on the inside. And no one escaped the royal reek.
Imagine getting your first period and your family throwing a party for it. During the Victorian era and even into parts of the 20th century, this really happened. Some families hosted discreet, almost secret dinners to celebrate their daughter's transition into adulthood. But the real reason was far darker. The ritual served as a silent announcement to the guests, usually influential men, that the girl was now considered ready for marriage. She often didn't even understand what was happening, yet she was made to wear special dresses, smile, and be introduced as a grown woman, even though she was only 12 or 13. That very night, her future began to be negotiated. Proposals, dowries, alliances, all while she was still trying to understand her own body. And the strangest part? This was seen as a respectable tradition. The more luxurious the party, the higher her value on the arranged marriage market. A private celebration that hid a public display, and behind the forced smile, a stolen childhood, applauded by all. While other queens were busy building castles, this one spent everything to save orphans and care for the sick. Isabel of Aragon, Queen of Portugal in the 13th century, turned everything upside down. Instead of living surrounded by luxury, she got her hands dirty, literally. She cooked with her own hands, snuck out of the palace, and handed out food to those who had nothing. And the most unbelievable part? She did it all in secret. They say she hid bread in her clothes and walked the streets quietly. One day she was caught by the palace guards. But when she opened her cloak, the bread had turned into flowers. A miracle that became part of her legend. She also used her own money to fund shelters, protect abandoned children, and help entire families start over. All of it, without needing titles or applause. At a time when royalty meant power and distance, Isabel chose empathy. And that's why, years later, she was canonized. She didn't leave behind an empire of stone. She left a legacy of compassion.